What is that? What is that? Oh my God, what? It's floating. So I've been playing Jedi Survivor for the past 6 days, and the game has been a massive disappointment in terms of performance and the way the game runs. It's buggy, it's glitchy, it crashed on me twice. There's things that happen in the game that I'm just looking at, I'm like, why is this happening? And yesterday was a patch for the consoles, and to me, it didn't make it any better, and in some cases, it actually made it worse. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Robert Storms. If you guys are new to the channel, smash that like and subscribe button. Jedi Survivor has been a game that I've been anticipating for a while. I was a big fan of Jedi Fallen Order, so of course I'm going to look forward to the sequel to one of the best Star Wars games ever made. Unfortunately, EA and Respawn kind of rushed this thing out a little bit. I was hoping they would take the template of what made that first game great and then just expand upon that, but they went kind of like overboard, and I think they went so far overboard that it actually affected the performance and what, like, they overachieved in this game is what I'm trying to say. The first game was a very simplistic game when you look at it, where it's this story of this crew trying to protect these young Jedi from being captured by the Inquisitors, and it was very good. You go to planet to planet, you know, you scavenge a little bit. It feels like Uncharted meets Star Wars and Dark Souls mixed in there. And the second game, they kind of like really expand upon that even more with different lightsaber stances, with each with their own skill tree, and then you can do different force powers and ride on the back of animals, and you can recruit people to this special little planet, and I really kind of like went overboard. And I think if they would have just kept it simple and kept it a lot like Jedi Fallen Order and just expand upon that story and maybe make the game a little bit longer, maybe add a few more planets, I think this game would have been released in a better state. Instead, we get this broken jumble mess of a game, and I have to tell you, it's really affecting how I feel about this game overall. I see some people out there saying, hey, I like the story. It's so much better than Fallen Order. How can you enjoy the story when I have to reset my game every 5 minutes because it keeps crashing? How can you enjoy the story when you're sitting there and you're dying because you go to jump and the input is so bad that it doesn't register and you die? How can you enjoy the game when your weapons are floating above your body? How can you enjoy the game when there's so much problems going on? Look, I'm sorry, I understand everybody has their own opinions, and if you really like this game, then all the power to you. I just feel like Jedi Fallen Order was a much superior game in terms of the story, in terms of the gameplay, and in terms of the overall performance. I'd much rather have a smaller contained story that takes me about 10 to 12 hours to complete than have a longer game that is just a broken mess. And the fact that you charge $70 for this piece of monkey crap and you can't even play it is a bad business model that a lot of games developers are doing now. We just had the same situation happen not too long ago with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We know Redfall is being launched right now and it's only at 30 frames per second. It has its own series of glitches. How many more of these AAA games are going to be released broken that they're going to charge $70 for? Jedi Survivor is not a $70 game. This game is a $25 to $30 game at best. It's real. The bugs and the issues in the performance of the game is really affecting how I feel toward the overall story. And the fact that we have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming out next week makes me even more just blocking out Jedi Survivor. Like, I really just do not care anymore about Jedi Survivor because it's just one problem after another. And I know there's people out there going, well, the story is great. How can you say the story is great? Like, I don't know how anybody can sit there and look at me and say Jedi Survivor is a better game than Fallen Order when it is definitely not. The problem is these developers now feel like we have to make everything bigger and better than the first game. We have to make everything more expansive. We really have to give these players a lot of hours to play this game to get their money's worth. And I think that is the wrong approach that a lot of these developers are doing nowadays. Give me a small contained game, 8 to 10 hours, really polished game, all the mechanics looks good, all the mechanics work great. Give me that type of game. That's what I want. Fallen Order was way superior in every sense of the game. It's way superior than Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor is a massive letdown, and I'm really discouraged about even finishing it. I'm trying to muscle through before Tears of the Kingdom comes out, but every time I run through another crash or another glitch, it just makes me that more upset that this was the game that I was highly anticipating, and yet the developers rushed it out the door. They should have delayed it. It really puts a damper on anything. And the story is not all that. The story, like, everybody's like, oh, the story is so much, but it's not all that. This is a $70 letdown on Jedi Survivor. I'm extremely disappointed in it. But I wonder what you guys think. Have you guys been playing Jedi Survivor? What are some of your problems with it? How are you liking the game? Leave those comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and thank you for watching.